Hello guys. I hope you are all good that side. And today I want us to look at something very unique, something different what we always or normally analyze here on our chart. So we're going to look at step index. So if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and also you hit the bell icon, so that every time when I put these videos up, you get notified, right? And also don't forget to like the videos also, so that YouTube can push these videos to more viewers like you. All right, let's get started. I'll come to my, the limit order in just a second. So make sure that you stick until the end, so that I will, get to the point where I'm explaining to you how to, how I place this limit order. So let's get started. So it wouldn't be, normally how we do things here is that we always start with the highest time frame and then we work our way down until we get to the point where we are going to be taking our what do you call this, our trades, or basically until we get to our execution time frame. So this is how our monthly chart looks like. This thing, it's something that moves to the downside, like it's been moving to the downside, right? It just has like some pullbacks in between, but overall it's been dropping for years. Now this is how it looks like now currently on our monthly chart. And if we were to comment on it, we can say that the bears were very much in control, pushing to the downside until something interesting happened here. You could see this was the first sign of what? Of the bears being weak, because of what? We had that bulls engulfing them. So that's what we call bullish engulfing. It's a very powerful reversal pattern if you understand how it forms and how it is, how it is, what does it mean actually in terms of the momentum, right? So that being the, and then you can see it pushed up, right? And when it pushed up, the bears tried here. They tried to say to stay, like sort of stand their ground, but they did not succeed, because they didn't, create a new low, so they didn't succeed. Rather, we're seeing the bulls going higher than their what? Their rejection candlesticks that they were forming there in the middle of nowhere. So currently the price is somewhere up here, and it being here, it shows that when you look to the left, the nearest or some nice area of resistance, it's up there. So we still have some space. There's still a potential or possibility of us going up until there before we start to react and go back. But that's only on the highest time frames. So we don't know about the smaller ones, right? So on this higher time frame, we don't have an area of support, because the price has never been here before. We have got the nearest area of resistance, this one here, and the time frame is still very much bearish, if I can put it like that. So we will see if when you're going down to our smaller time frames, we won't get entries to buy or sell, because we can see we still have some space to get there, and we have got a big space to go all the way to the downside should we get some confirmation that the price is turning, right? So let's do the next time frame, which is weekly, right? So on weekly, this is what we got. Weekly is bullish, right? Because it was bearish, it had a very nice bearish trend line there, and the price pushed up towards that bearish trend line. It struggled for I think over a month or two to pass that trend line. You can see it stayed there for a very long time, and then eventually it broke through it. So when it did that, it even moved higher than this. If you can see, it even moved higher than this high here, meaning it broke an area of resistance here. It broke the trend line. So that's why we are saying our weekly is to the upside, it's bullish, and we've got a bullish trend line on this time frame. And again, we've got the nearest area of support on this time frame. So for us to join the bulls, it will be safer if we're joining them at a much discounted price, something like this. Maybe this will be that last punch towards that monthly area of what do you call this, monthly area of resistance. But it can happen like that, it might not happen like that. We will just see how it plays out. So which is why some of the reasons why I went on and placed the limit orders there. But these limit orders, but I'll explain later when you get to H4, because that's where I placed them, right? So here you can even see that the price is sort of showing that, because if you look at how they moved when they were going up there, they were very aggressive, they were very much in control. The bulls were very much in control. All of a sudden they are having this weird looking candlesticks. So that's where you can see that they're becoming weak. So there's a potential of that pullback before we start another impulse and move to the upside. So that's what we are trying to catch. But don't try and trade past these structures. So that's why the nearest structure has to be on your time frame. Now let's look at daily. On daily, we don't have much happening. The trend line will still look the same as what you saw on what do you call this, on weekly. And this is the nearest support on this time frame. This is the support, and we can see that the price, remember on weekly we saw that those rejection candlestick, and then here we are having the same. We've got some rejection, and then we push to the downside. Only if we could break this, we'll have a potential of pushing until this point, which is what I was trying to catch, pushing until this, right? But now, why is it that I have a buy limit here and it's not triggered? So I was on H4. So when I took the trade, I was on H4. If you can see, as you can see here on my screen, the trade I placed them a couple of days back. So it was on the 13th, I think, and it was midday, around 11. That's when I placed the sell limit from this area here. I placed the sell limit there. So I was anticipating something like this before we go to the downside. But in this case, the price only turned here. So it didn't activate. Had it activated me, I'll still be in the trade and hope that it will go all the way to the downside. So that's how I got to miss the trade. But now you can put this here, the trend line, put it there, and have this as your nearest area of resistance, of which is very much weak. It's very weak because of what? It just got some long tails there. So it's very weak. So maybe, I don't know how you want to trade. Maybe when you get to that, some confirmation on a smaller time frame, maybe your H1 or M15, you can try and sell. But we will see. We will see about that. So for now, this is going to high chances of what? Remember, of dropping and going down. But on daily, you can see there's some rejection candlesticks, so which is some, it's a tough task now. So meaning those rejection candlesticks, they can still push the price all the way up, maybe activate my trade, but I'm going to have to reevaluate the trade. I'm not going to keep them there. The sell limits, I'm not going to keep them there. So I'll have to reevaluate, say that no, because this was maybe a valid one, 4 days ago. Now the structure has got these candlesticks. Is the trade setup still active or not? So that's what I'm gonna do. So for now here, if you are trading your smaller time frames, and you can see that you are around the potential area of support, and then maybe on if you're someone trading M15, you can say get the confirmation, you'll try and push up. Something that I don't encourage you to do. But when you're trying to grow your account on your smaller time frames, you need to be able to make sure that you only target the areas where the price has got higher chances of returning or of bouncing from. So in that way, you're going to increase your chances of winning. Because remember, trading is all about possibilities. It's all about the probability game, right? So you want to increase the chances of you winning, you do that. You just focus on taking trades from the areas that are very much sensitive. So you're just gonna say, like in this case, if you look at it on your H1, you did have a bullish trend line there, which was broken. But let's check the market structure, because we were very much bearish, same as well as like what we were having on our H4. And then during the time, you could put your trend line there, not yet broken. So the trend is still bearish. Here we had a short-term momentum to the upside, which was taken out, this is very nice. Then you can look to sell from this. You can look to sell from here. Sell area. So you can look to sell there. You get the confirmation, you are more than welcome to sell from there. Without the confirmation, there is no trade. So basically, you are anticipating something like that. And you're not going to say, I will hold for 10 days, 10 weeks. No. This has to be your nearest or the take profit one, or you can even use this one as one, this as two, and then you keep on holding like that.